Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Tricia here again, and if you're new to the channel, I'm a Stampin Up demonstrator based in the UK. So today I'm coming on to do another gorgeous project, excuse me, that is themed around the North Pole Delivery 12 by 12 papers. These are classic Christmas colours, lots of die cut pop outs. Lots to choose from, lots of versatility in this set. So, what I'm coming on to do is to make a little pop-up box. So this is a pop-up box that I made using the another suite that I've got. So I'm going to replicate this and let you see what it looks like using this. Okay, so, are you ready? Now I have the instructions here. Now just give me a second to get my bits all, get all my ducks in a row. Got to get organised because I want to be able to tell you how to do it adequately. And yeah, so I've got a PDF typed up. I've got all the bits prepared for this. So I just need to get organised. So let me just get all my bits sorted here. Right, okay, so let's get this out the road. Now, this is really easy. You will need acetate for this. Our window sheets. So I've already prepared, but I'll go through the little measurements. You're going to need window sheets, aka acetate. You're going to need tear and tape. Now I'm just going to put my little acetate bits there. You're going to need one sheet of A4 cardstock that we're going to cut down, which I already have. And you're also going to need a 6x6 piece of designer series paper. Now, I have already cut mine down. It's not quite 6x6, but I wanted to show you. Now, let's see. This looks like a little jigsaw, but I will explain, okay? This pattern is actually going on the inside of my little surprise box, my pop-out box. So it's important that the pattern follows the right way, or that would look rather odd. If you want to have an easier option, use a non-patterned paper, a non-directional one. Right, so that's what we need basically. Okay. I'm going to have to twist this a little bit because it's a little bit out of shot. There, that's better. Easy peasy. You're also going to need a different pattern of 6x6 paper as well, which I have here. Okay, so roughly half a sheet of 12 by 12. You're not going to need all of it though. And you're going to need some die cut pop outs or some fussy cut images. You could use the paper and fussy cut these out, but these are the little die cut pop outs, just some of the wonderful selection. Right, so are we ready? Let me tell you how we make this. So, you need a piece of cardstock that measures 6x6. Now, I do have my measurements here. Yes, I've got them here. So you need a piece that measures 6x6, okay? And you also need a bit for the lid. And this actually measures 3 1/8 squared, okay? So 6x6 and 3 1/8. And it's going to be a 2x2 by 2 inch box. Easy peasy, you say. Yes. Right, so you need your trimmer. So while I'm chatting, you could cut your piece of card down to 6x6. And then very simply, we are going to score it at 2 inches on all 4 sides. Now this is Poppy Parade that I'm using. Absolutely stunning. There is lots of different colours that coordinate with this. Got Cherry Cobbler as well. Pool Party Petal Pink. You can see, oh, it's just amazing. Right. So I'm just going to do the box first, and then I'll do the lid second. Just so you can see the full process of each part. Okay, so this is the box. So what we need to do now is we need to cut up. Where's my snips actually? we need to cut up all of the score lines, okay? Now, first of all, the aim is to have this shape, okay? So we don't cut up all the score lines. I'm getting mixed up with my other boxes, how we do them. We simply cut away the 4 corner squares, okay? So let's do that first and foremost. So just snip those away. We can keep them for another project if you like. These would be good, these 4 squares on a 6x6 card. And these could be matte layers that you then put some DSP on. Maybe I will follow through on that and make another card and show you in the next video. Now it is Friday, tonight, and we have my team's Smithy Stampers video hop live at 8 PM on Saturday evening, so be sure to tune into that. Right, we could just fold and burnish this. It helps if you've got your bone folder, Tricia. So I've been off the cigarettes now, I might as well tell you. It just came into my mind, and the kind of thought process I go through if I think of something, I've got to speak it out loud or I forget. So I've gone off the cigarettes now for 37 or 38 days. Isn't that great? Right, so we have, this is the inside of the box. We're going to decorate the inside. So there's kind of like the mechanism, and then the lid goes on the top, okay? Now, obviously, you don't need all of this piece of 6x6. What we've done, well, what I've done, sorry, is I have cut a piece down to 5.5 by 5.5, and then we cut it at 1 7/8 increments. Okay, so you cut out 1 7/8, and then you cut it out 1 7/8, and you do the same again. Now, obviously, we don't need the corners, so we could put these over and use the reverse for another card. We just need the 5 centre pieces, okay? So they are going to go like so. Now, I know some of the little dogs' heads are cut off, etc. I'm not fussy about that. We can see one little chap here, and we can see a little face here. That's not bad. Right, so we're just going to glue those in with wet glue. Yes, please. Now I need to be careful because this is a relatively new glue. So just take your time, pop all your little mats in. Oops, I've went a little bit squint with that one. Covered in glue already. Do apologise, I've got some rusty stains on my hands. I did try and wash it off. I've got a little leak in my radiator in the front hall. So I'm just waiting on the, what do you call it? The plumber getting back to me. I did message him this morning, but he must be busy. Hopefully he'll reply about tea time. I just need to keep removing the wet tea towels that are around it. And, yeah, putting clean ones down. I did tighten up the two bolts, or the 2 valves. One was slightly loose, so I tightened that. And then the other one was already tight, so I tightened it even more. But no, it's still leaking. So we will get it sorted. Right, so that is the box. This is the inside. Now for the outside, we don't need to do the base, okay? All we need to do is cut 4 pieces of designer series paper that measure, what way does this go now? That measure 1 7/8 squared. Now I've kept that in order. Okay, one of these will be for the lids. The lid, okay? So I'm going to take this bit away for the lid. This bit we will work around the box. Like so, okay? So, start with this one. And remember the box, when it's built, we need to flip, okay? And then we need to flip that one again. And then we need to flip this one. Okay, so you can see what I've done there. We'll get these glued on now. You can recreate this box bigger, any size you wish. I plan to do some bigger ones for some Terry's chocolate orange treats, because Halloween is next month, and I thought that would look really nice decorated for Halloween, so that I could gift it to the kids. If it's chocolate, they'll eat it, whether it's orange chocolate or what have you. Right, so that is our box, and you can see the pattern runs nicely. But like I say, you can make it even easier by using a plain pattern on your project, okay? Right, so what we need to do now is we're going to do the lid next, and then we are going to do the pop-up elements inside, the little surprise, okay? So pop that to the side now. So we'll need this piece that we've just brought out. Okay, we need the little 3 1/8. Is it 3 1/8? Did I say this was? Yeah, 3 1/8 squared. And we are going to score at 1/2 inch on all 4 sides. So it is a tiny box, so it's a tiny little lid, tiny lip on the lid. And the reason it's 3 1/8 is that 1/8 gives it the room to sit on top. Okay, because you've got 2 inches here, then we've got 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, but 2 inches won't go over 2 inches, so that's why I add in the 1/8 of an inch. So technically it's a 16th bigger on each side. Okay, now we do want to fold and burnish this. I'm just doing it with my gel nails, my Biab nails. I really need to get these done again. They're not too bad with the regrowth. Right, we're going to stick this piece on first, okay? So I'm just going to pop that there. Now it's got a slightly bigger border, but that is okay. That's because it's slightly bigger than 2 inches. Then we're going to work through, cut up each glue tab, and then just mitre it a little bit all the way around. I don't know why I sound like I'm telling a story. It's story time or something. My youngest was laughing the other day because he was making old school cake, sponge cake. And I was giving him some directions because he had to double up the ingredients. And he said, "You sound like my teacher. You sound like you're on YouTube." I was like, oh my goodness. So he says, "Okay, do you want me just to talk normal then?" I was like, "Shove that in there and put that in there." It's funny how you go into automatic different tone of voice when you're in teaching mode. He was laughing at me. It was funny. You know what, as our kids get older, he's 14 now, it's really hard to find similar interests, isn't it? So if he still likes baking with his little mammy, then I am happy. Now, I'm confident this is going to fit my box. However, what I always say when you're making boxes is leave the last flap, glue flap, till last, just in case you need to draw it in or draw it out a little bit. Okay, we're going to have a wee practice run. Look, there we go. You can see that goes on perfect. So you can either hold it there and glue it like so, or just trust that you're doing it right. Like I say, that little 1/8 of an inch, even a 16th would probably do, depending. But because our cardstock's quite thick, I like to do an 1/8. Oh, this is cute. This is so cute. These would make great little table favours. You could put a Ferrero Rocher in here instead of the little die cuts. Or you could put a little stack of after dinner mints. You know, the little circle ones, wee vegan dark chocolates that you get. Yeah, or you could put a little bath bomb in there, a little mini Vaseline gift, something like that. Oh, I forgot I've got a cup of tea. I've got a cup of tea. Let me get a little drink of that, folks. So, if you're watching this on replay on YouTube, I would love it if you could subscribe. Or if you're over on my blog, please do subscribe to my mailing list, there is a link on the contact me page where you could sign up and what have you, and just put, yes, sign up to your newsletter please, and then you can opt out at any time. So now, as this little box, I decided to put a little piece on the top as well as 3 on the inside. The top isn't mandatory. You could put a bow on the top if you like. You could actually put, cut a line, fold over some ribbon, feed it through, glue it in here with your tearing tape, put a little layer in here to hide that fastening, and you could have a little, like a little lid that pulls off. I don't actually have ribbon that matches at the minute. I don't know what I've done with my latest ribbons, so I'll just stick to doing this. This is like a little handle anyway, and it sticks quite good. So I will be sending out this as a little mini kit as a customer thank you. I'll be doing that in October, because for September's customer thank you gifts, I have prepared some utterly adorable kits for my customers, just little mini ones with a gift in it to make this wonderful card. So if you've shopped the tail end of August and into September, that is the gift that you will get. So I have a feeling I might need to make up more packs. So right, on to the window sheets. Now these are very footery because they're small. So you cut 3 pieces down to 1/2 inch width. Okay, so that's 1/2 inch width by 1 inch. So 4 pieces that are 1 by 1/2 inch. You score 1 piece at 3/4, which is this one. That's the taller one. Don't know if you could see that. And then the other ones you score at 1/2. Okay, so let me see if I can. So we've got 1/2, we've got the bigger one, and we've got the other 1/2. Okay, and it's just because you don't want them coming up over 2 inches in height. And then this one is for on the lid. Okay, so I'm just going to keep them in there. What I need to do is I need to put tearing tape on them. So again, like I said, it can be a little footery. However, if you wish to use bigger sections, that's fine. So there is the 3/4 scored one. I've picked up the wrong bit. That's 1/2 and that. This is the 1/2 ones. So I'm going to put 2 bits on here. Not that it needs it. This one that seems a different measurement, that was a scrap bit I used, but do it this size for on the lid. I just didn't want to waste that little bit of acetate. But you can chop and change it as you wish, depending on what you're putting inside. If you're putting the little surprise pop-up bits, or if you're indeed putting in a chocolate or something, you could put the double-sided tape in here if it's flat-based. However, if it's a rocher or something circular, use the glue dots. I've done that before and they're really good. I just put a little circle of dots and then you stick your item in. Just stick it in. Right, now, this is going to go on the lid. No, it's not. Yes, it is. Or is it? I wanted the dog inside. Yeah, this is for the lid, the bigger one. This is the dog. So the dog is going to go on the tallest one. Okay. So again, I need to put a little bit of tearing tape on the top part of this. Like I say, this is probably the most annoying part. You need your pokey tool. Come on, where is it, Tricia? Pokey tool, where are you? Right. So you just peel off your little layers, your little backings rather. Okay, we are going to stick the little dog. You can put it at an angle if you want. I'm going to stick that kind of there at the back. Okay, so just give it a good press down, and look, you can see how it's floating now. It's cute. Right, repeat with the others. So I've got 2 little faux stamps, Christmas themed. And again, you're going to need a bit of tearing tape on the top half. Don't need a lot. Cut it neater than me, but I'm confident that that's enough to hold it, so I'm not too worried. Right, peel it off. Now you might want to put these on at different sizes, so put that one on about 1/2 inch from the bottom. The other one I'll maybe put up further, so it's slightly higher, or I could put it lower so it's slightly lower, just so there's 3 levels for your 3 bits. Concentration, Tricia. Right, okay, so we just want to place that one there, and again just push it down, and you can see that it's not coming over the height of the box. That's why I made the acetate pieces quite short. This one I think I'm going to put lower, so that I'm going to have that almost on the floor. Almost on the floor? Almost on the base of the box. So I have a Halloween swap that I am sending off in a couple of weeks to one of my team. We're doing a Halloween themed swap. Yeah, I'm going to pop that down lower. I'm going to stick it here. So I'm looking forward to sending that. I've got some things made. I've got some goodies, Halloween goodies to go in. And then I'm going to have a video collaboration with one of the ladies that used to be in my team, my friend Jackie. I'm just going to put the tearing tape on this for the top bit now. So we could help each other get some crafty mojo back. We are going to do a self-care themed swap. And it's going to be a box of handmade goods with a self-care theme. Either that's the contents or what have you. Right, you need to be careful when you're putting this on here because you don't want it pushed down. So you'll need to kind of do that to push it down. Okay, so you're not bashing it. So let's get, this looks almost like Postman Pat's little van. So let's get that bit stuck on first. So I'm going to put it centred. Give it a good press. There we go, look at that. And like I say, these would make magical little treats. Right, I'm going to position this roughly in the middle. And I'm going to press it down like so. Haha, look at that. Oh, this is so cute, guys. Guys and girls. Sorry, I call everybody guys. It's just a bad habit I've got. I don't say it like saying the word folks. Look at this, folks. But look at this, everybody. Da, 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 da. Fabulous. And then it opens up like so. Now, I haven't stamped the words Merry Christmas, but here's an idea. I've done it, and it looks great, white embossed. Here, I done Happy Birthday on this one. So you could stamp Merry and Christmas and kind of put it on here, or you can add more little die cuts and images around here. You can decorate it as much as you want. You can put glitter on it. You can even wrap some ribbon around it as well if you want, instead of having the kind of lid like this. But yeah, I hope you've liked watching today. Like I say, please do come back on Saturday evening for Smithy Stampers Video Hop. And if you're interested in joining Smithy Stampers, my team of Stampin' Up demonstrators, just reach out, or you'll see the link in the description box. There is a good offer coming in October for the whole month, however. I don't know what that offer is yet, but I've been promised there's a couple of good parts to it, so I don't know what they are. But as you know, Stampin' Up offers are always good. Even if there's not an offer on, it's still a good joining kit, because you do get the £31 free and the free shipping. So, but yeah, I'm excited to see what October brings. So, let me know what you think. Like I say, join my mailing list. This tutorial will be coming out as a MailChimp sometime in the near week or so. So do reach out. You can email me and ask to be signed up as well. Every time I sign someone up to my mailing list, it will send out a 2-factor thing to double check that you have actually authorised for me to add you, etc, etc. It's just like a data protection thing, anti-spam sort of thing. So yeah, I'll see you in the next video. If you make this, please do share it in my Smithy's Crafty Stampin' Club group over on Facebook. Links in the description box to find that group as well. Or you can email me, smithscraftycreations@gmail.com. See you in the next video, folks, and love to you all.